Hi everyone, welcome to Lyon Rock Café. Today another great interview. Finally we have a special guest, a female guest from the Burning Witches all-female metal band. Here we are with Laura Guldemond. Hope that my pronunciation is correct. I don't know, I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's okay. Hello, ciao. I'm Laura Guldemond. But it's fine, the English one is fine.
Okay, Laura, so could you tell something about how you started your singing career? We know that you have been in other bands before Burning Witches, and surely you have been also a singer in other projects recently and before that. But how and when you join Burning Witches and why you started to sing heavy metal? Why not other genre and just heavy metal?
I started actually, in the beginning, when I started out singing, I was not as diverse yet. So I really had to develop my voice, and I loved trying to sing along to the final countdown. But that one was already on the difficult side, you know what I mean? So, but once I finally could do everything, and I just love loud guitars, So it's logical for me to end up doing heavy metal, because of the guitars. So, and then, of course, you also need a bit of a distorted voice, at least I love that anyway also. So it you have to with the old school metal. So that's how I, in the end it indeed also fitted to Burning Witches, yeah.
Did you join the band in which way? Audition or something?
Yeah, they asked me to do an audition because they already saw that I did a cover of Judas Priest, Touch of Evil. And so they knew I was into that kind of genre. So they were really looking for someone that, had a heavy metal heart. So then I auditioned, yeah.
You are from Holland and the rest of the band are from Switzerland. So how you connect to each other? How do rehearsals or?
Yeah, so it's of course a bit difficult because I usually actually travel to Switzerland. So they will rehearse every week, but I just join if there's new songs or for something important or, something different than normal. So.
How was your first gig with them?
Yes, the first one was, it was cool. It was Sweden Rock Festival. So it was a really special gig. Yeah, it was really amazing because it was indeed, a huge festival, and I just played in a local band and we played some smaller festivals and club shows. But this felt like something huge indeed. It was fun. And there were actually people from the Netherlands also at Sweden Rock that were like, "Hey, Laura," so so that was cool, It was fun. It was a special experience indeed.
I would like to talk a little about your vocal style because I found it very interesting, versatile, but also very, very aggressive. This is the first thing that struck me when I listened to Burning Witches at first, and then later on all your videos on YouTube in which you covered many, many important songs in your way, but in a good way, of course. And your style is very aggressive. I'm sure that you have a lot of technique about it. Your influences about music, of course, firstly, and then about vocal style. I'm sure that you have listened to some important singers like Lyon, for example, or Doro, or many other, I'm sure, and maybe also Lizzie Hale. Tell us something about your vocals influences.
Yeah. Well, about the aggression, I guess I have an angry person inside of me, so I can let it out on stage. But I love Lizzie Hill. She definitely inspired me to develop this distortion in the voice. And I think for heavy metal, yeah, I love Doro. You know, she's amazing, inspiring woman, and she has an amazing voice. But yeah, I couldn't sing like her if I really. I mean, maybe if I try very hard. It's just, I don't know. It's different. She has something really nice. I can't really do it. I guess, you know, I did take a lot of inspiration for the voice from Judas Priest and Dio. It did start. One of the persons that inspired me first was Lizzie Hill, indeed. And I can remember that I just loved the control of, to be honest, all the singers that Camelot had. And on the other hand, I loved again the diversity and the powerfulness of the singer from Symphony X. I really like his voice.
What was your first album that you bought?
What was the first one? Yeah, it's actually it was from Puddle of Mud, and I actually forgot the title of the album. It was from the first money that my grandmother gave me to actually buy some music, so it was funny. So, to be honest, I had no clue what to get. I just looked a bit in the record store. And there was one song on it called She Fucking Hates Me, and I loved it. It had humor, you know. And after that, I actually started to listen to more metal, because Within Temptation was on the radio, a Dutch artist, indeed. And, you know, they're kind of cute music, to be honest, but and then I started to discover like more heavy metal, like Wasp actually, and Judas Priest, Iron Maiden. So that came after that.
Yeah, I'm sure that you have a lot of fun when you're covering this song on your YouTube channel. I noticed that you have done many covers that I really appreciate, because I grew up in the 80s with this band, and I'm very glad that someone can sing like this nowadays. And I would like to ask you about your singing career. We have talked about it. I would like to know something about Burning Witch's next project. Maybe some albums are going to be released in the next future.
Yeah, the 22nd of August we will release the new album. So we already released some singles. So Inquisition is the title track of the album. It's also released a video clip. Yeah, so we really made an album I think has everything a little bit from the previous album. So I guess it's a good mix, you know, from everything we did before. And it's called Inquisition. And yeah, for people that know it, you know, the stories of what Inquisition is. That's the theme of the album. So, and for people that don't know, I have to explain anyway, I guess. So, Inquisition, it's this period in history where the Catholic Church had this, group of people that was in control of finding all the heretics. So the heretics should be maybe punished. They could confess, you know, maybe to save their lives. And most of the time, they were also asked to point out someone else that did something bad, you know, so they could really check everyone and make sure everything was all right. So it's, you know, it was a huge fear among everyone that other people would point at them. You had to confess and you had to point to someone else, or else you would be dead anyway, right? So it made no sense. So it was a pretty weird time in history. So that's what it is about this fear of maybe things going wrong. There's also a song called Shame, you know, about the fear of losing your soul, because, you know, the church was pretty condemning, of course. So yeah, it's interesting. It's an interesting subject. And in the video clip that just got released, you can actually see me being tortured. So you can already see the track list is there, and we have some really powerful songs. Soul Eater is I think the heaviest that we have. So yeah, it's definitely old school. There, here and there, you can hear a tiny bit of thrash metal again. And we also have a ballad, you know, so yeah. So all of them will be released. You can pre-order it already, and the 22nd of August it will be there. So.
And about touring with Burning Witches.
Yeah, so for Italy, we will come back also in August with one show. But then at the end, so we don't go to tour yet in Europe, actually. We go first to America in September. And then in next year, January, February, we actually start in Italy. Yeah, we will start the tour in Italy, actually, in the new year. So
finally, we have all-female heavy metal bands. There were some in the past, but not many. We have to remember, of course, Vixen. I'm sure you heard about them. Okay, and
yeah,
do you like them?
Yeah, I saw them live. I think it's, for my taste, it's a bit on the soft side, to be honest. So yeah, it's. Yeah, I'm not, these days I'm more into the heavier stuff. So for me,
I think that you are much more on the heavier style, but also on the old school style. And I noticed that you have a lot of fun singing, for example, male vocalists like Ronnie Dio or, as you said before, Rob Alford. But what about, for example, Tony Martin, Black Sabbath singer?
Yeah, I mean, he has a crazy good voice control and a nice voice. And yeah, it was also cool to, I covered one indeed. The Headless Cross. Yeah, it's good. It's a bit less well known, to be honest. I recently discovered it because someone actually pointed it out to me, like, hey, but did you know that he also sang for Black Sabbath? And then, to be honest, I only listened to Dio and Ozzy until now. So that was really cool, yeah.
And about Blackie Lawless, because I think that you can sing it very, very, very good, because you have this type of aggressive attitude and voice that also range, high pitch range, that could fit perfectly singing Wasp. By the way, you have done it.
Yeah, thanks. I love Wasp. It's still one of my favorite bands, and. I think it was since the start that I started listening to metal. I also listened to Wasp, so it makes sense that that it's kind of in my system. Yeah.
What was your first and last concert that you have been attended?
The first one is actually funny. The first concert I attended was in the Gelredome in the Netherlands. That's it's a huge venue. It's like a stadium, and I've been brought up super Christian, so it was actually a Christian event. They had Christian bands playing, so it's a bit different. I remember they had Family Force 5, Toby Mac, because it was the days of new metal, right? So Toby Mac is kind of like rap / rock / metal, a bit in between. And then I discovered on the grounds of this, around this stadium, they had really cool places where you could get also CDs and stuff. And I started listening to Slechtvalk. It's a black metal band from the Netherlands, and they make Christian black metal. So it's funny. So Anyway, so I did discover a cool metal band there, but yeah.
I never heard about
and
Christian
the latest
black metal band. Sounds weird.
No, I mean they're a little bit niche. Yeah. I mean it's cool. If you like melodic black metal, it's nice. It has this, Dutch symphonic touch to it, to be honest. Yeah, if you like that stuff, then you should check it, These days my parents brought me up so extremely Christian, but now, I don't care anymore. Anyway, so, so the funny thing is, Wednesday, I will go to the Gelredome again to watch Iron Maiden. So, I haven't been there since this first concert I ever been to in my life. I haven't been there up until in 2 days.
One last question. What do you know about Italy? Musically and historically?
I know people hate breaking.
Don't tell me about food.
Breaking. Okay, I will stop there. Yeah. So, what do I know? Yeah, my aunt lives there. Actually, she lives in the in the north coast. So, yeah, what I mean is the Riviera del Fiori. So I went there a lot actually, like a lot of summers. Yeah, I love the people there. They're warm, nice people. Anyway, and well, the food, I'm not allowed to talk about it, but it's definitely one of the reasons why I love going there. And yeah, and now it's so much fun that I've been to Metal for Kids United, because now I actually know a lot of Italian musicians. And every time I'm on a festival, I just meet again one of these Italian musicians that I met there. So I have a feeling I'm now part of the Italian metal community a bit, to be honest. Yeah, it's nice. Yeah, okay. So the cool thing is, the 22nd of August, we released a new album, and we finally actually returned to Italy. So the 22nd of August, we will be playing at the Bergamo Festa Bikers. So I guess there's a lot of motorbikes, so that will be interesting at Cologno al Serio. I probably don't pronounce it very well, but it should be there.
It's quite correct.
So cool. All right. So I guess if you have a bike, definitely come on your bike, and of course we will also see you in January in let me see, Milano. That will be the 9th of January next year. Yeah. So what I also know about Italy, I actually was on holidays, but now we were at Sicily. So I don't know how Italians think about Sicily. I know some of the Sicilians don't consider Italy part of Sicily, I guess. So we were there, and we actually got on the Etna. And the day before we got on the Etna, it was in the news that it erupted a bit. And they had some videos of tourists running away because there were some stones that were getting out of the crater, getting up in the air. And then the next day, the cool thing is the next day I was actually standing right next to that crater with a volcanologist that said, it's just politics, and they're just, being afraid, and now maybe we can't go anymore. And we were indeed the last people that day. I'm not sure how the situation is now, but we were the last people that day that could see it. I just really hope it, it's kind of sad for those people because they're used to it. They lived next to it for their whole life, basically, and they actually survived some of the eruptions. And then the walks are cancelled. Well, there's not really a big danger, you know what I mean? Yeah, good, okay. Anyway, but that was really special. It was a special experience. So that's also something I did in Italy. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Ciao, ciao. Thanks for the interview.